I've hosted multiple live workshops just like I'm about to teach you, both with a co-partner like my buddy Chris Ducker at our event's One Day Business Breakthrough, and on my own, like for Power Up Podcasting Live. These workshops have ranged anywhere between $600 and $5,000 per attendee. Some are 1 day, some are 2 day. Either way, it's an amazing experience to bring people together to teach them and make some money too. But of course, this is not something that you can just put together overnight, so make sure you stick around because we're about to get started. Step number 1, you need to determine what your workshop is going to be about. I would recommend you actually survey or have conversations with your target audience such that you can figure out exactly what they need help with. You want to determine a specific pain or problem that you can help them solve within this 1 to 2 day period. In other words, you have to have a clear outcome or transformation so that when people come in, they leave with something they didn't have before. If you don't nail down that outcome or that transformation, you're gonna have a lot of trouble selling this thing and creating an outline for it. A common place to start is if you already serve an audience through online courses or an ebook or something that actually gives an outcome. A lot of times those people will want to actually come to a workshop because they don't have time to go through an online course or they don't want to read an ebook. They'd rather do something in person, having you or an instructor hold their hand along the way. Step number 2, you want to create an outline of the topics and instruction that will be offered at this event. That outline obviously supports the transformation and the outcome that people are signing up for. From there, you can create your agenda, you can come up with a plan and a schedule for exactly what will happen for all the days that people are going to be there for. Step number 3, define exactly how long this event will be. Is it a 1 day event? Can you actually, based on the outline, accomplish everything that you want to accomplish in just 1 day? Make sure that there's time for also breaks and dinner and lunch or whatever it is that's going to be involved through this day. Step number 4, determine how many people you want at this event. Now, when you're just starting out, it's advised that you try not to bite off more than you can chew. Starting with a smaller group, a profitable group, we'll talk more about profit in just a sec, but starting off with a group that is small allows you to just better understand the process, to not be so intimidated by the number of people there, and offer a lot more service and care and handholding for those people for your first go around. The next time you do this, and of course you already have the outline, you already have the agenda, you'll have a better time the second time around. You'll be able to potentially add more people in and make more money the second go around. But don't be scared to just have a couple people there for your first go around. The larger a group is, the harder it is to really individualize that experience for every single person, but at the same time, you have more people that people can network with and workshop with as well. So there are pros and cons. You want to pick a number that you're comfortable with. Step number 5, and this is really, really important, you need to select a date or dates for your event. If you don't do this, most likely this will never happen. And I say that because a lot of people put this off till later, and as a result, it doesn't feel real. When it has that date, it becomes real in your head and you will take the actions required to make this thing happen. Just make sure that the date is a date that works for your audience type and you're gonna set yourself up for success so people don't just use an excuse like, oh, well, I can't because it's a holiday. Number 6, now that you know the date or dates of your event, now that you know how many people are gonna be there and kind of how long they're gonna be there for, now you can select your event space or location where this is gonna go down. Now, the best way to do this is to kind of visualize when you are selecting different spaces and doing your research, that group of people, that size of people in that space for that amount of time. It might be cool to be at the beach and do one of these things, but if you're at the beach all day in the sun and it's like 8 hours, everybody's getting burnt, maybe that is actually not the best space to actually run your event. You might wanna look around town. Hotels are places that people often find event space. However, they do come at a price, obviously. All event spaces come with a price, so make sure you're writing down the price as you're doing the research. A popular method is actually using an Airbnb space. Now, you have to check with those specific owners to see if this is something you're allowed to do, but you can rent out a nice space for just a couple days for not that expensive compared to some other kinds of spaces. You can host people in there, whether they stay there with you or not, and it can be a great sort of home feel for an event that's really intimate when you put it on. All right, number 7, this is a struggle for a lot of people, and that is to determine the price of that event. How much people will pay for your workshop depends on a number of factors. The most important thing is to understand what the outcome is. If they can see that there's value in the outcome, the thing that they're gonna learn when they walk away from this event, then that is something that they will likely pay for if it makes sense for them. So you might wanna ask yourself just how much is it worth to them to then unlock these new skills that you're gonna teach them or have this new information with them or actually complete the tasks that you're gonna have them complete. Now, obviously you can just kind of throw darts at a dartboard and pick a price from there, but you do wanna pay attention to how much you're spending, right? So how much is the event space going to cost? Are you going to also include dinner or meals, which you can get things catered? You can also get deliveries from places like DoorDash or Postmates, which can be a little bit cheaper, from places that have food that's a little less expensive. Are you also gonna throw in any workbooks or swag or goodies or any of those things? All of those things should be considered when it comes to the overall price of your event, because if you spend all this money to make the event happen and you don't charge enough, you can actually lose money even if you fill in all the seats. So I'd recommend definitely writing things down from your expenses and all the costs, and then hypothetically, if you sold tickets, how much money would you need, or how many tickets would you need to sell before you break even? And that's really cool because that becomes your first goal. Can I actually break even from this thing? And if so, well, that becomes a green light for you to actually make this happen, because that's the beauty about these events. You can sell these tickets ahead of time. And guess what? If you don't sell any tickets, then you don't have to put the event on. Now, obviously, you might have to back out of certain contracts and there might be fees related to that, but that's better than never trying this at all. Number 8, after you determine the pricing, now you can set up your event page. Now that you have the pricing, the location, how many people are gonna be there, what they're gonna learn, what the outcome is, now you have all the information you need to set up your event page in a way so that you can start selling this thing. Now there's lots of tools out there that you can use to set up your own event page. You can make it something that you can more manually create, such as using tools like lead pages or ClickFunnels or all those kinds of things. Or you can set up a web page on your own website and put your own payment system in there. Or you can use services that already exist to help you specifically create events like the one you're creating. I've used Eventbrite in the past, which has been really great. Pay attention to the fees and the terms and conditions there. And I think there were a few other ones out there, and there's more coming up all the time, so you can just check the links for all these resources below in the description. Step number 9, this is one of my favorite things to do, and that is when you bring people together, how can you surprise them? How can you make them feel special? This is what I'm gonna call your special sauce, the unexpected surprises. Yes, they're gonna know what they're gonna get out of this workshop. You're gonna have a list of the items on your event page in terms of what they're gonna learn, what the agenda is like, all those kinds of things. But what are some special add-ons, things that you can just surprise them with? It doesn't even require a lot of money to spend on these little surprises. Sometimes it's just the thought that counts. So what are those little nice little touches that you can include? Maybe it's name tags that are specially designed, or maybe you add in like a moleskin notebook with their name on it or something, just kind of as an added cost, yes, but it'll help them realize that you've paid a little bit of attention to the small details that can help them have a better time, help them want to share this, maybe have them want to come back, all those kinds of things. And then step number 10 is to market this thing. So once you get the event page set up, now you can spread word about this. I would recommend utilizing your email list if you have one, and if you don't, you might want to find other partners or relationships with other people who can help spread this for you. You can actually use the Eventbrite marketplace if you want. However, I would recommend going to where there are groups of people who this workshop would be perfectly suited for. And when it comes to the marketing of this, especially if you have online courses already, I use this strategy when I'm selling my Power Up Podcasting Fast Track Workshop. It's a live event that happens here over a 2-day weekend here in San Diego, California. It's the same exact material that people get in my online course, but I walk them through the process. There are deeper exercises in there. We can do some things in person like voice exercises and live interview training, those kinds of things that differentiate itself from the online course that I have. But the big thing that I offer is this. Hey, you have an online course available to you, but you're not taking it. This is for people who haven't bought the course yet. And I understand why. You're probably like me. You don't want to go through all these online videos to learn something. You want to learn in person with an expert, and that's what I want to offer you with Power Up Podcasting Live, my Fast Track Workshop. You come to San Diego, we'll go through it together, and in 2 days, the transformation, you'll have everything you need to know to go back home and just begin recording your first episode, and all the tech, everything will be taken care of. You'll know exactly what to do. See what I did there? For people who haven't gotten my online course, I positioned it as, you know what? I understand why. Now here's the solution that would work for you. Now, if you want to sell tickets to people who are in your online course, I do this as well to fill in some seats. And that is I go to my students who are in my online course already for the same material. And I say, hey, you know what? If you've been struggling to go through this, I get it. We all have a lot of things going on in our lives. We don't have a lot of time to go through videos and go through these lessons. You want somebody to walk you through that process yourself with you. Well, guess what? San Diego, 2 days, come to town. I'll show you everything. And guess what? I'm going to actually discount the price of the online course for your event ticket. So that way, it's not like they're paying additional. They're just basically saying, you know what, the online course wasn't for me, but I do like the idea of going through this in person with you. So, it makes sense to discount that and have the overall price be the same as what they paid if they weren't in there. All right, so remember that when you're marketing this, number 1, help them understand the transformation that will be happening, the outcomes of this event. And also try to amplify what happens if they don't do this. What would happen if they weren't to get involved with this? How would their problems and pains amplify? And that can help you structure a good sales pitch so that you can get people involved and interested in this. All right, so there you go. 10 steps to help you create your first live in-person workshop. And the question that I want to pose to you is, and you don't have to answer this down below in the comments, I want you to answer this in your head. If this were easy, what would it look like? And the reason I ask you that is because we often overcomplicate these things, especially when we're trying something new. But if it were easy for you, what would it look like? Make it that simple, make it happen. Good luck to you. And if you like this video, hook me up with a thumbs up. Also make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And if you wanted to share just a little bit of what you're thinking in terms of what your first live event or training workshop will be, put it in the comments below. I'd love to hear what it is that you would teach at your first live event. And then after that, go make it happen. All right, guys, good luck. Wishing you the best. Team Flynn, you're awesome. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.